Welcome to Full Moon Energy Healing for Women. This is our first class under that name. I'm super excited to change as we're growing and learning. And what we're doing here is healing ourselves, healing women with energy. We do that through yoga, Reiki, meditation, intention, and other methods depending on what we bring into the class that month. So this month is August, and this is full moon energy healing for the month of August. I'll pass it along to Skylar Van Rossum, who will give us the energy update for the month. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thanks if you're joining live, and if you're not and you're joining the replay, what I share in this energy update will last for the next few weeks to come. And what we're doing with all of the yoga and the meditation and the quick Kundalini practice that I'll lead you through right after this is all to support you in what is happening in the full moon right now, but in all of your life in general, because the energy of the full moon at the moment has a lot to do with really stepping into your own authenticity, your own power. So maybe some of life has asked you to slow down in ways that you maybe weren't expected, or maybe things are coming up in your life that are really showing up different versions of yourself or different insecurities in yourself that are needing to be reflected on right now so that you can truly step into your most authentic version of self. And so I question you, or I invite you to question over the last few days when the moon was at its fullest on Thursday, leading up to that, the few days before, and now the few days after, what is presenting itself to you? What is coming up for you that is being shown for you to step more into who you are as a person? And so what we will do in this energy update, essentially this energy update is all about really stepping into your worth, stepping into your power. Look at the ways in your life that you maybe are afraid to wear the things you want to wear, or afraid to say some of the things to your family or your friends that you really want to say and share about yourself. And how are you being asked to be more you? And as you step into more of yourself, then you start relating to the world in ways that are truly beneficial for you. So opportunities start to open up for you, and this version of leveling up essentially starts to happen. So it might feel uncomfortable at first. It might feel a little bit strange at first, what we are being called to step more into of ourselves. And these uncomfortable feelings and uncomfortable spaces are because of conditioned beliefs of who we are or who we're supposed to be. So this moon energy is really helping us to see some of these conditioned beliefs that we have about ourselves and how we're supposed to be in the world, and change these perspectives so that we can truly be more authentically ourselves and then lead a life that truly serves us the best and serves our souls for what we really are here to be. So with that being said, before we get into the yoga portion of this, I do want to lead us through a Kundalini meditation that I did in our new moon ceremony, but I think it's also super supportive for the full moon as well. And this is a Kundalini meditation that is really helpful for stepping into your own power, protecting your own energy system. So it can be really great to do this at the beginning of the day. It can be great to do this when you're feeling that resistance of maybe in your mind of who you are, thinking negative thoughts and stuff, and trying to clear some of that away and getting back into your energy system. So I'll share with you what we're doing, and then you can follow along, and we'll do about 15 repetitions, and then Adriana will smoothly lead us into the yoga portion of this energy balancing session. So we're going to be saying Sat on the inhale as we bring our hands up and clap them above our head, and Nam on the exhale, and then bringing our hands down towards the ground and touching the ground. And we'll do that about 15 times. Now, Sat means I, and nam means am. So I am. And the purpose or the desire for this Kundalini practice is to really step into your worth, who you are right now in this present moment, and really contain that energy for yourself. And whatever is not serving you in your energy system, we can use this Kundalini practice to help release what is not ours and what is not you. So, Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. You can go as slowly or as fast as you'd like. You don't have to follow my lead. If you have shoulder problems and this is not facilitating for you, you don't have to move your hands. You can visualize your hands moving as you say Sat on the inhale and Nam on the exhale. And allow yourself to do 5 more breaths of this. And when you are done, bringing your hands to heart and belly. And just grounding yourself in here, noticing how you feel now. And giving yourself a moment to set an intention for your practice. What is it that you want to feel more of, be more of? One word or maybe a phrase. And you can use this word as you continue to move through the movement portion of this practice and the meditation portion of this practice. I will be sharing and sending Reiki energy to you during the entire practice. So if you don't want to receive that Reiki energy, you don't have to, you just intentionally won't receive it. But if you would like to receive it, you will likely feel sensations, extra movement and expansion in your body as you are doing your own yoga practice. So remember that intention, because that intention will be supported with the Reiki energy as well to help move energy out of your body that is resistant and no longer serving you, in order to bring in more energy that's going to support that intention that you have set for yourself.
Thank you, Skylar. So we'll hold that intention, however it is you want to feel today or for the rest of the month. You know, really bringing in that highest version of yourself into this moment now, into this class. It's really amazing how moving a little, breathing a little can completely shift your nervous system, can completely shift how it is that you're feeling. I actually dressed a little differently today to embody stepping into my highest self, a little funkier than usual, because that's something that often crosses my mind when I'm posting videos, how to dress and the judgments that go in my own head. So I was really trying to let that go, and I'm hoping some way today you can also embody that into your life, really show up how you want to today as your best self. So I just like to bring attention to our bodies at the beginning here, incorporate some pranayama. So wherever you're sitting, just close your eyes and begin following your breath, following it as you inhale and following it back out as you exhale. And begin that non-judgmental self-examination. Are your breaths deep or shallow in this moment? Are you breathing naturally into your chest or into your belly? Just notice. You can wiggle in your spot here, maybe making circles with your hips, coming into the rest of the physical body. Do you feel stiff or loose today? Heavy or light? Just notice any points of pain that may be calling your attention. Bring your attention to your mind. Are your thoughts wandering in this moment, or do you feel focused? Do you feel clear, present? Do you feel a little foggy in the brain like I sometimes do in the morning and in the evening when I'm tired? Just notice. You can bring your hands over your heart here, or maybe together in prayer position with your thumbs pressing into your heart, and just come into your emotions. How do you feel emotionally? What words would you use to describe them? You can say that right now. Own them, don't let them own you. And bring again that intention of where you would like to perhaps shift to, or if you're already feeling that intention, to stay where you are. You can direct your breath down into your belly here, deep belly breaths. You can even put your hand on your belly to remind you to send your breath into your belly. We're just going to breathe here silently for about 30 seconds. Remember, your inhale is only as big as your exhale. Deep belly breaths activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state of the body. If you're ever feeling triggered, give yourself 3 to 10 deep belly breaths and you'll be sure to feel more grounded and present. I'd like to introduce a different kind of breath called the breath of fire, Kapulabhati breathing. And we breathe by actively exhaling and passively inhale. So it's going to be a sharp burst of air. And when you blow the air out, you're also tightening your abdominals. So it's a very engaged breathing, and we're going to be doing short bursts for about 30 seconds. I'll demonstrate for a moment. You can play around with how many bursts you do during the 30 seconds. You can slow it down, speed it up, and if you get a tickle in your throat, if you have to cough, if you trip up, that's totally fine. Just jump back into it whenever you're ready. So we'll exhale now together and begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to your natural breath. Some tips and tricks that I use. I find a quicker pace is better for me to get that passive inhale afterwards. And as well, to really ground through my sits bones. I find I tense in my hip flexors here. So if I concentrate on my sit bones and concentrate on going a little faster, it helps me. So let's try that again. We'll do 2 more rounds. Breathe in and begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to your natural breath. And we'll begin again. We breathe in together and begin last round. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and return to your natural breath. And you can open your eyes, looking around, seeing if your perspective has already shifted after breathing a certain way for a bit of time. And let's get some movement in here. We'll take our left hand down to the ground as we're sitting. Breathe in, reaching your right hand up. Breathe out, stretching over to the left here. Noticing your body, your sits bone's gonna wanna come up. Try to keep them both firmly planted. Breathe in, switching your movement, right arm down, left hand up. Breathe out, stretching over to the right here. Again, being aware of that other sits bone, keeping them both firmly grounded. Breathe in to come up. And breathe out, stretching over. So we're really pairing our movement with our breath. Often when we're uncomfortable, when we're nervous, we tense our bodies, we tense that breath. So we're just trying to retrain ourselves to always breathe. You can close your eyes here, moving in rhythm with your own breath. Breathing in to come up, and breathing out to stretch over. Maybe looking up and down to stretch out the neck a little. Whatever you do to one side, just be sure to do it to the other. And on your next breath, we'll come back to the middle, doing some neck circles, breathing in to look up, breathing out, circling down and around. You can start with small circles and make them bigger if that feels good. We want to be very protective of the neck. Breathing in to come up, breathing out, down and around. And we'll circle the other way to bring balance, breathing in to come up, breathing out, down and around. Breathing in to come up, breathing out, down and around. And you can keep moving here, circling your neck, or make any other stretches you'd like. I just like to remind you that my words are but a guide. Listen to yourself, your body. You know your needs better than I, and we are online, so it's really important that you lean into positions that feel good, like a stretch, not a strain. You back away from positions that you're unsure of. And maybe you collect more information before making your next move. And with that practice on the mat, we bring it into our lives, leaning into people, place, things that feel good to us, taking a step back, taking care of ourselves when we need, and collecting more information when we're unsure. Okay, do whatever stretching you need, and then we're gonna stand up together. And we're gonna move through a moon salutation. So breathe in, lifting your hands up over your head. Breathe out, grabbing your left wrist with your right hand and stretching over to the right here, similar to what we were doing sitting down. Breathing in to come up, we switch our hands. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Breathing out, we stretch over to the left here. And your hips are gonna bop left and right just to help with the balance here. Let it happen. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out, stretching over. Notice your shoulders, keep them away from the ears. They're gonna draw up. Breathing in to come up, tuck that tailbone slightly. Breathing out to stretch over. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, bringing both hands up. Breathing out, bringing them gently to your low back here. Squeezing your shoulder blades together, breathing in, and this time we can lean back, breathing out. Your hips are gonna come forward here, let that happen. You can look up at the ceiling, or if you're feeling protected, you can release that neck down. Only do this if you feel that it's right for your neck. We wanna be very careful. Take a couple deep breaths in, and as you exhale, you can release. Breathe in, reaching your hands up over your head. Breathe out, opening into goddess pose here, spreading our legs, toes facing out, heels in. And we're really gonna try and lift from the arches, not collapsing, but lifting, pressing into the outer edges of our feet. And play around with your toes here. Can you lift them? Do you feel grounded in your feet here? Tuck that tailbone, bend the elbows and the knees a little more as we sway for 5, 4, imagine you're holding that full moon between your hands here and soaking in that energy. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna straighten out our legs here and pivot to the right, coming into triangle pose. We're gonna keep a micro bend in our right knee here as we open up our arms. Breathe in, looking over that right hand. Breathe out, bringing the right hand down to the right shin, maybe to the floor. You can use a block here if it helps. And we're just aware of our abdominal area. We don't want to collapse into our legs, but hold ourselves up as much as we can and breathe here. Shoulders away from the ears, noticing, are you making a funny face here? Can you soften it? Maybe you can look up. Maybe you can look down. Play around with it. Breathe in to come up. Right arm up, left arm back. Breathe out, leaning back slightly. Keeping that micro bend in the knee, protecting your joints. Breathe in, back. And breathe out. You can go into triangle pose here or step a little further into a side angle balance here, and even grab that foot for our full moon pose if you'd like, for an extra challenge. Breathing. You can feel the sun on my face here. Oh, and if you fall, it happens all the time in life, just get right back into it. From here, for an extra challenge, keep that foot in the air, bring the left hand down and step the foot back into a high lunge. Wherever you are, you can meet us in a high lunge. Right foot forward, left foot back. Breathe in, using the muscles in your legs to lift yourself up, and bend that left knee a little bit before straightening the leg out. Tuck that tailbone, breathe in, lifting your arm up. Bend further into that right front knee, feeling your strength here, your power. Breathe out, bringing your hands down and stepping the left foot a little further, lowering that left knee, pointing or curling the toes. Breathe in, lifting yourself up. Again, imagining that full moon energy between your hands and really sinking into this left hip flexor here, really stretching it out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, bringing your hands down and shifting your hips back, straightening your right foot, giving your right hamstring a nice stretch. You can bring your toes to the ceiling, breathe in, looking forward, and breathe out, bringing your body over that right leg, stretching it out. Use your breath here, don't hold it. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, coming forward on that leg and lifting and changing the position of our feet, facing them both forward and coming into a side lunge here. So you can stay like this with your body up, or you can bring your booty down, the tailbone down, and flick that left foot up, using the right arm here against the right elbow to open yourself up here. But you might be up here, which is totally fine as well. You can even move from side to side. Maybe the movement allows you to flick your feet at the end. And breathe here, opening up our legs, opening up our hips. And then we're gonna come back to the right side, putting our hands on either side of that foot, coming back into that lunge. Breathe in, stepping the right foot back into a plank pose. Breathe out, breathe in, and chaturanga down. Breathe in, lifting yourself up into cobra, baby cobra, or upward dog, yogi's choice. Breathe out to lower down. Breathe in, lifting yourself into downward dog. first downward dog of the day most likely, so take your time here, bending your knees, pedaling your legs out, and releasing between the neck, the shoulders, the head here. Really let it all hang loose. Stabilize that left foot, breathe in, reaching the right leg up, breathe out, stepping it forward, and stepping the left foot to meet the right foot, forward fold. Once again, take your time here. Grab the elbows of your opposite arms, shaking your head, yes, I will step into the highest version of myself. And shake your head, no, I will not lead with fear, with doubt. You can walk yourself to the left, to the right here. Breathe in, lifting your body halfway. Wiggle out those hips. Breathe out, releasing. Breathe in, lifting your arms up over your head, touching them together. Breathe out, hands together in front of your chest, in front of your heart. And we'll do that same sequence on the other side. So we breathe in, lifting our arms above our head. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Breathe out, stretching over to the right here. Breathe in, switching our hands. Left hand grabs right wrist. Breathe out, stretching over to the left. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out to stretch over. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out to stretch over. Breathe in, both hands up. Breathe out, hands on your back. Breathe in, breathe out to lean back slightly. Take a couple breaths here, being aware of your neck. On your next inhale, breathe in, reaching your arms up, breathe out, coming into that goddess pose. Toes pointed out, heels in, bending, trying to get your what are they, thighs parallel to the mat here. We can bend our arms for 5, 4, soaking in that full moon energy, 3, embodying the fullest version of ourselves, 2, and 1. We'll straighten out our legs, and this time we're going to turn to the left. Keep a micro bend in that left knee. Breathe in, looking over that left hand. Breathe out, bringing the left hand to the left shin or down to the ground. Really using our abdomens here to hold ourselves up. You might look up or down. Make sure you stay with your breath here. A micro bend in our joints keeps our joints safe. It allows us to use our muscles instead of putting all our weight into our joints. So always keep a micro bend in them. Breathe in to lift yourself up. Left hand comes up, right hand to right thigh. Breathe out, leaning back slightly. Breathe in, coming back up. And breathe out, you can come back into that triangle or step forward, coming into a side angle balancing pose here. Woo. And if you're up for another challenge, you can grab that leg coming into your full moon expression here. And we're going to release our leg, but keep it in the air. Bring the right hand down and step that leg back, coming into a high lunge. Breathe in, using your muscles to lift yourself up. You can bend that back right leg, tucking the tailbone, and then straightening it back out. Breathing here. Breathe in, bringing your hands down and stepping that right foot back a little further, lowering the right knee, pointing or curling the toes for a deeper stretch in the hip flexor. Breathe in to come up and really sink into this right hip flexor here, allowing it to be stretched out. breathing. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, hands to the ground, bringing your hips back and flexing your left feet up towards the sky, stretching out the left hamstring here. Breathe in over this leg. Breathe out, lowering your body, feeling that stretch. You don't need to stretch far, or you don't need to bend far to feel a deep stretch. So stay within your body and respect your limits today and every day. Breathe in, coming forward, shifting our bodies a little bit, our feet a little bit into that side angle stretch on the left here. And you can keep your body up, or you might bring your tailbone down, flexing that the right foot up to the sky, using that left elbow and the left knee. And you might want to flow back and forth here from leg to leg. Just move with your breath. I found this the most awkward pose when I started doing it, but it's gotten a lot easier over time. And then we'll just come into the middle here, bringing our feet a little closer together, heels in, toes out, and we're gonna come down into a yogi squat here. You might be on your tippy toes for this yogi squat with your hands out in the middle. That's totally fine. You might be able to lower your heels down. I find if your feet are about the mat width apart, you're at a good spacing, but your body is different than mine. You might need more or less space, so listen to that. You can press your elbows into both knees, really opening up here, and just imagining your glutes, letting them go. We tend to tighten in these positions where we're so open and vulnerable. Just breathe into that openness. Breathe into that vulnerability. There is so much strength there. And when you're ready, you can release down into a seated position. Well done. We'll come into Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees reaching to the ground. Your feet will open up as a little book over time. Just let that happen. You can grab your ankles to allow you to really ground through the sits bones and pull yourself up tall here. Breathe in. And breathe out. You can begin to bend forward. And wherever you are, that's a good stretch for you. Begin to curve the spine and say hello to your toes. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. Make any adjustments at the beginning that you need, and then try to find some stillness, some silence. If your thoughts wander like mine just did, just bring them back again and again to this moment here, to the breath, perhaps to some sounds in your room, to the feeling of that stretch in your body. It is a practice. Just do it again and again, and you'll be better for it with time. Breathe in, lifting yourself up slowly from this position. Breathe out, leaning back. You can bend your knees, feet on the ground, and just let them fall left to right here, countering that deep stretch. From here, we'll open up the left leg or right leg, it doesn't matter which one really. And we'll bring the other leg into the thigh. Breathe in, lifting the one arm up. For me, it's my right arm, left hand on right thigh. Breathe out, stretching over here. So it's a bit of a side stretch as well. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out to stretch over. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out to stretch over. Breathe in to come up, and we're going to square off our hips by drawing that left leg back or right leg back and bringing the other hip forward. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out, bringing your body over this left leg, palms facing up, to remind us to not actively seek a stretch, but to just let our body weight and gravity do the work. Breathe in slowly, lifting yourself up and out of this position. We'll open our other leg up, bring the other one in, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So for me, it's my right leg out, left leg in, right hand on left thigh. Breathe in the left arm up. Breathe out, stretching over. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out, we stretch over. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out, we stretch over. Breathing in to come up and squaring off the hips here, pulling one in and the other one forward. Arms above your head as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, stretch forward, palms facing up as a reminder to use your body and gravity only. Breathe in, lifting your body. up and out of this position. We're going to open up both legs here as wide as you can, or as close together as you need. I know this can be very challenging, it still is for me. Bend your knees if you need to here. Ground yourself in your sits bones. I like to use my thighs to help lift myself up tall. And as I exhale, we'll walk our hands forward. And again, you don't need to bend far to feel a deep stretch. Wherever is good for you. Release that head, that neck down, and breathe into the stretch here. Once again, if your thoughts wander, just bring them back again and again to this moment, however you can, with the breath, with sounds in the room, with the sensations in your body. You are exactly where you need to be. And this time spent on yourself will only allow you to show up for the rest of your day with more presence, awareness, and purpose. Breathe in, lifting yourself up and out of this position. Whew. And we'll bring our feet, legs to the middle here and just shake them out. Letting your knees fall left to right. And just whatever movement you need to in this moment. From there, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. We'll do a couple cat-cows. Breathing in, we bring the belly to the floor, micro bend in those elbows. Breathing out, we arch the back, pressing our shoulder blades into the ceiling here, tucking that tailbone. Breathing in, belly to the floor, looking forward or up if that feels good. Breathing out, arching the back. You can have some fun with this movement, bopping your hips left to right. We are coming to the end of the class, so if there's any other movements you need, you can take them. And then we're going to meet in a puppy pose here, just walking our arms out further, bringing our shoulders, our forehead down to the ground, and really releasing in the upper back here. Breathing. I actually like to open up my throat to the ground here, bringing my chin momentarily to the mat. You can try it out if you like. And even in these perhaps awkward positions or different asanas, how can you relax and allow the stretch a little further? Take another deep breath in, lifting yourself up, pushing yourself back, big toes together, hips, knees as wide as the mat. Breathe out, bringing yourself into a wide-legged child's pose. Bringing your forehead down to the mat, or you can stack your fists or put a block or a pillow here. Breathe in, lifting yourself up for a moment. Plant that left hand in the ground. Breathe in, reaching the right arm up to the sky. And thread the needle, bringing it under just for a nice stretch in that right arm. Your right ear can come to the ground. Breathe in, lifting that right arm back up. Breathe out, lowering it down. Same thing on the other side. Breathe in, reaching the left arm up. Breathe out, threading the needle, bringing that left arm to the ground, left ear to the ground. And take 3 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, breathe yourself up, lifting that left arm back up to the sky and back down. And you can just wiggle your way like a little snake or creature onto your belly. And then onto your back here. Having fun moving your body, connecting to the earth. Bring your knees into your chest, giving them a tight squeeze. Bring your neck, your head up to your knees for a moment. And release. And put your hands on top of your knees here and circle them one way, giving your low back, your glutes a nice massage, and circling the other way. Getting ready for our final resting position. Take whatever stretch you need here. And then we'll come into our final Shavasana, stretching our legs out, perhaps as wide as the mat or wider, or closer together, whatever works for you. Your arms can be beside your hips or on your belly, maybe one on the belly, one on the heart, your choice here. Press your head into the mat, lifting your shoulders off and tuck them under and lower them flush with the mat here. Just giving your neck a little more space and some more proper alignment to the spine. You can smile to yourself here, thanking yourself for showing up. And just release yourself into the arms of gravity. You'll hear Skylar shortly beginning her meditation.
Allow yourself to get in whatever position is most comfortable for you to receive this meditation. Staying lying down or maybe seated is best for today. Going to give you a minute just to sit by yourself and allow yourself to connect in with your body and just notice how you feel now. I will begin the meditation in just a moment. Before you deeply settle into this meditation, I invite you to wrap your hands around your body and connect to yourself, giving yourself a big, warm, delicious hug. Thank yourself for getting to your mat today, nourishing the body is one of the best ways to honor yourself and your soul. And this morning, you've done just that. Now, continuing to hold yourself, or maybe laying your palms beside you, facing the sky in receptive mode. Settling yourself in to the depths of your mat. Breathe as gently or as deeply as you wish. With each breath you take, you invite yourself deeper into relaxation. Surrendering to the fact that all that exists is this very moment. And here you are, allowing yourself to just be you in this moment. It is safe for you to be embodied and share your true colors. Opening up your energy system now to clear away the resistance, the limitations, the negative self-concepts that may be preventing you from showing up deeply as you release, release, release. It is safe for you to be your most authentic, lovable, and joyous version of self. Feeling the white light entering your body and illuminating those magical parts of self that you may feel being most hidden or vulnerable versions of you. Allowing the white light to come in and illuminate these parts of yourself. Let yourself love this version of you for all that you are. Opening at the throat space, clearing away any resistance that is happening for you to speak your truth, to share your needs with the world, to be vulnerable and so authentically, powerfully yourself. And opening at the heart space now to feel the love of your uniqueness, giving yourself gratitude for all that you are. You are good. You are worthy. You are love. And you are loved. Feeling your heart space opening now to all the love that is around you. And finally, feeling the power of who you are contained in your belly, in your solar plexus. Let this fire move into areas of your body and mind that may be unconsciously resistant to fully embracing and embodying the uniqueness that is you. Your full potential is igniting within you now. Feel it simply as a knowing. I'm going to give you 1 minute of silence now to see if there is any messages that your soul has for you. I will pull you out of this deep, relaxive state when the minute is over. I'm going to begin to count up from 5. When I reach 1, you'll feel more awake and ready to take on the rest of the day. 5, allowing for your shifts and your energy to integrate into your body now. 4, bring awareness back into your breath. 3, without judgment, notice how you feel here and now on your mat. 2, give yourself gratitude for experiencing this session today. And 1, more awake, opening those eyes, wiggling those fingers and toes as you feel called to. And slowly coming back to a seated position. If you are watching the replay, feel free to grab your journal at this point and maybe write any messages that came through in that minute-long meditation. And if you want to continue to sit in silence to see if there's any more messages that came through, or grab your journal and free write and see what your soul is trying to say to you through that modality, I invite you to do that in the next few minutes for yourself.
Thank you so much for that, Skylar. I'm always so healed by your Reiki, by your words, by your presence. You can bring our hands together in front of your chest or your third eye, and we'll finish with 3 chants of Om. Breathe in together. Breathe in. Breathe in. Namaste. And Namaste is simply the highest version of me, acknowledging that in all of you. I'm happy to be here today, meeting you from that place.
Just before we stop the recording, I do want to mention or share, I did send a lot of Reiki. So if you are open to receiving that today, you may feel very, very balanced right now, but you also might have energy moving through you. And so the way that you know that energy is releasing from you, that is ready to be released from you, is you might feel a little bit more emotional, a little bit more vulnerable. You might be yawning a lot. Tears might come through in certain ways. And so I just want to honor however you might feel at this moment, and know that this is just energy moving. It's just energy in motion. Emotions are just energy in motion. So allowing that to release itself for you, sometimes going into a shower or getting into nature can be really supportive in helping to facilitate the movement of those motions. Also, the work we just did with this yoga practice and the meditation at the end will help, obviously, to have facilitated all of that for you too. So if you have any questions about your experience or how you are feeling, you are welcome to reach out to me on social media at Skylar Shea Wellness, or we'll have all the links in the YouTube for you as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much again, Skylar. Have a great day.